Hey, welcome to Let's Grow Together with Kalyan, Shruti and Richa. ये पॉडकास्ट सीरीज बनाया ही गया है टू लर्न फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स. ये ट्विटर स्पेस सीरीज को पॉडकास्ट में कन्वर्ट किया गया है सो एवरीथिंग इज रॉ एंड अनफिल्टर्ड. You will hear the audience asking questions to the guest as well. कि ये podcast series is going to be super insightful. So come with an open mind and I promise you बहुत कुछ सीखने मिलेगा. So let's start the podcast in 3, 2, 1. So let me just introduce Dr. Anjali to everyone. So basically, Dr. Anjali Dalal, who is a professional image consultant, and she is someone who helps her client with personality development, appearance, etiquettes, and much more. So she is one of the sweetest personality you will ever come across. And we three fell in love with her amazing personality over the discovery call that we had. And we talked a lot. We discussed so much other than the space, and it was such a fun discovery call. So आज कोशिश यही रहेगी कि हम स्पेस से लोगों को कुछ वैल्यू प्रोवाइड कर सकें एंड दे पिक समथिंग आउट ऑफ दिस एंटायर स्पेस से कुछ चीज़ें and which helps them and serves them in their own life. And the plan is to grow from all the learnings that we get from here, right? So I want you to be super open to this new ideas and informations जो आने वाले हैं. And we'll get started with Dr. Anjali. So Anjali, are you excited about your first ever Twitter space?
Yes, completely, Kalyan. I was okay with Twitter. Um, I was signed in Twitter a couple of years ago, but then when you contacted me, I was really excited. This is something new. I never felt the need of getting into space and this kind of Twitter engagement. बट जब आपने बताया तो मुझे बहुत ही एक्साइटिंग लगा एंड देन इट्स सच अ फन वे ऑफ रीचिंग आउट टू सो मेनी पीपल एंड स्पेशली the younger generation and I mean I think this is the in thing. It's lovely. It's so exciting for me.
That's great. We are also very excited, and ये space बहुत अलग होने वाला है. From all the topics that we have covered so far, this is going to be something जो लोगों को actually में बहुत ज़्यादा help करने वाला है. And let's start with the space. So first question that I have is, what is image consultancy? Like consultants या जो आप करते हो basically. So what is it exactly?
G. So, first is that image consultancy is a profession. It's a personal service that I provide to individuals or organizations to improve their image, reputation, or brand. So, first we analyze, evaluate, and enhance their appearance, behavior, communication. And these services of mine include personal style analysis, wardrobe evaluation, color analysis so that one knows what kind of colors would suit your skin tone, and some sort of fashion advice to help you in your work or communication skills and etiquette training. Then of course this image consultancy service is such that it is used mostly by professionals, like specifically those who want to step up in their roles or they have been promoted, like people who have suddenly come into the C-suite or maybe a managerial role or developed from an executive to somebody else. And sometimes it is businesses and organizations also, they want to improve their brand image, or maybe what they want to do a rebranding and they want the employees to imbibe certain things, their goals and ambitions. So this goes into personal styling and grooming advice for them. And sometimes even people use our services for events like weddings and special other events like interview preparation, etc. So this is what is image consultancy.
That is amazing and very fascinating, Anjali. So I just want to know that कि अगर how does someone come to know कि उसको ये ज़रूरत है, because it's very different from a regular consultancy and it's very different altogether, and it's very fascinating to be honest, and I feel that everybody needs it somewhere or the other, but समझे कैसे कि किसी को ज़रूरत है इसकी.
जी, तो समझ तो हमें तब आएगा जब हम एक सीनियर पोजीशन पे, जैसे अभी हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, सीनियर पोजीशन पे आप जाते हैं या फिर आप ऐसी कंपनी में प्रमोट हो जाते हैं, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अ कपल ऑफ वीक्स अगो आई हैड अ क्लाइंट, शी stepped into the role of a partner. So partner is a very senior position, and then she had to look authoritative and leadership role था उनका. तो वो कैसे कन्वे कर पाएंगी? शी वांट्स ऑफ कोर्स अ वेरी न्यू लुक. उनको समझ आया कि उनसे नेक्स्ट सेगमेंट में जाने के लिए उनको एक पॉश एंड पॉलिश्ड लुक, सोफिस्टिकेटेड लुक चाहिए, या फिर कोई समटाइम्स पीपल वांट टू गो टू अनदर कंट्री, और या उनके वहाँ कोई बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट है, कई महीनों के लिए जाना है. सो यू नो दे वांट टू नो द कल्चरल नॉर्म्स ऑफ दैट प्लेस, and they want to redo their wardrobe. At least most of us and people I have come into contact with, most people want to redo their wardrobe sometime or the other. And if nothing else, seasonal changes में ही हमें लगने लगता है कि कुछ नया होना चाहिए और कुछ और फैशनेबल होना चाहिए. तो उस टाइम पे थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग के लिए, आपकी पर्सनालिटी को रीस्टाइल ग्रूमिंग करने के लिए, और ऑफ कोर्स आपको एक ज़रूरत है फर्स्ट गुड इंप्रेशन बनाने के लिए, बिकॉज़ यू आर प्रोबेबली स्टेपिंग अप इन दैट सेम कंपनी, या फिर आप एक नई कंपनी जॉइन कर रहे हैं, कोई करियर एडवांसमेंट है आपकी, और फिर आप एक प्रोफेशनल हेल्प लेते हैं, तो इट सेव्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम एंड मनी, because image consultants will give you a clear roadmap to improve your image. And ये trial and error की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. You go to a mall and you begin to feel कि मुझे कौन सा रंग का कोट और ट्राउजर लेना है, या मुझे शर्ट्स तो है मेरे पास वाइट ब्लू, एंड पर टाई लेना है किसी फॉर्मल डिनर के लिए, कौन सा लूं? I mean, there is a lot of things that one wants. If you're going to some sort of a swish and event, or maybe a place, आपके कफलिंग्स होने चाहिए कि नहीं, क्या आपका फैब्रिक होना चाहिए आपके कपड़ों का. एंड आई एम श्योर समवेयर और द अदर, यू नो, वन फील्स, अनलेस ऑफ कोर्स आपके पास पहले से प्रीवियस नॉलेज है, तो ज़रूरत नहीं है. लेकिन most of the times it's important to understand that your look has to be very polished and put together, ताकि आप ये कन्वे कर सकें कि आप कितने कॉम्पिटेंट हैं, प्रोफेशनल हैं अपने नए रोल को लेने के लिए. और मैं तो ये कहूँगी कल्याण, दैट यू नो research says that only it takes only a duration of one eye blink to size up another person. उसकी हमें पर्सनालिटी, ट्रस्टवर्दीनेस, अट्रैक्टिवनेस समझने के लिए सिर्फ एक आई ब्लिंक ब्लिंक का समय चाहिए, और उसके बाद 3 सेकेंड हमें चाहिए कि हम उसकी कंप्लीट पर्सनालिटी को अपने दिमाग में बना लें. एंड इन दिस शॉर्ट टाइम naturally we do not understand the person completely, and it is a judgment which is wrong, but this is how human beings function in the society. And we have a lot of cognitive biases, preconceived notions, or visual filter. In fact, clothes cover 80% of our body. तो अगर आप अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन एज अ पर्सन, एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग 80% के साथ जा रहे हैं, तो आई एम श्योर यू वुड वांट that it should be a very very impeccable, immaculately dressed person. अगर आप जाएं तो आई एम श्योर मोस्ट ऑफ अस वुड वांट दैट. तो और इसी को बोलते हैं स्नैप जजमेंट या फर्स्ट इम्प्रेशन. और ये भी हमें सबको पता है कि फर्स्ट इम्प्रेशंस जब फॉर्म हो जाते हैं, बहुत मुश्किल होता है उसको रीडू करना. वो हमारी मेमोरीज में कहीं ना कहीं सेट हो जाते हैं. एंड इट इज बोथ वेज. आई मीन, इफ आई गॉट योर पर्सन लाइक दैट विद इन one eye blink and 3 seconds, the other person will do the same for me. तो क्यों ना हम अपने आप के फर्स्ट इम्प्रेशंस को मैनेज करें, ऑप्टिमाइज करें. तो उसमें और अच्छा है कि हम अपनी बेस्ट पर्सनालिटी आगे दिखा सकते हैं. It's not about putting up a fake front. It's about optimizing yourself. So I'm sure a lot of people would want this sort of a rebranding or up leveling of themselves.
True, true, true. Also, I'm sorry. Dr. Anjali, talking about image transformation and etiquettes, these are something most of us should be aware of. I follow you very actively on LinkedIn, and I do like check your posts and everything, which are very informative. As you work as a coach and consultant as well for this image transformation, and you work with a lot of clients, you like consult a lot of clients. Have there been any situation where you have said no to any of the client because of his or her habits, or any reason because of the etiquettes, or
Yeah.
so?
Shruti, that's also ऐसे होते हैं कभी कभी you know certain episodes are not very pleasant.
Mhm.
I remember was in conversation with somebody for a very long time, good about 2 weeks or so, and
Mhm.
वो जब भी बात करते थे client, CEO, young CEO of some company, of course we can't take names, बट
Mhm.
वो हर बार किसी एक फिल्टर को बीच में लेके आते थे अपने सेकंड और थर्ड पर्सन को, और देन दैट पर्सन वुड अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट, मतलब वो क्वेश्चन पहले ये बताएंगे व्हाट्सएप पे और सब कुछ, मतलब इट वाज टू इंट्रूसिव इन दैट सेंस, एंड बीच में बात करने के लिए कोई और आएगा। उसके बाद में जब पूरा बातें खत्म हो गई और सब कुछ सेट हो गया कि हमें कैसे रोड मैप बनाना है और आगे चलना है, तो जब प्राइसिंग की बात आती है तो ही बिगैन टू हैगल, यू नो, एज इफ वी एंड ही इज कंपेयरिंग रेट्स कि इतने रुपए में तो मुझे इतनी सर्विसेज मिल सकती हैं और इतने रुपए में उतनी सर्विसेज मिल सकती हैं। तो मुझे वो बहुत ऑफेंसिव लगा, because I feel that, you know, when someone is doing a personal service for you, personally also I feel that I may be wrong, but yeah, I feel that, you know, one connects the entire heart, emotions, and soul, blood, sweat and tears जिसको बोलते हैं। पर्सनल सर्विस में पूरा का पूरा आपको अपनी एक टाइम, एनर्जी और टैलेंट और सब कुछ आपको देना है टू मेक श्योर दैट देयर इज अ ह्यूज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इन द क्लाइंट। और फिर वो
True.
अगर एक एक क्वार्टर ऑफ अ सेंट के लिए आपके साथ हैगल करेंगे, तो वो बहुत ही ऐसा लगता है इट इज एन इंसल्ट टू योर प्रोफेशन। सो फिर उनको पोलाइटली मना किया, यही बताकर कि उस पर्टिकुलर डेट में मेरे पास कुछ और काम है और मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगी। इस
Very
तरीके से उनको आई हैड टू एक्सक्यूज माई सेल्फ।
right, right. And this happens a lot, like especially with freelancers. I have seen in this
राइट।
industry, this is very normal. What happens
हम्म।
is that a lot of people don't understand. Like I also do a lot of consultation calls, and what happens that at times, like this is a very funny thing, like which I'm sharing. A lot of times I do get DMs and people ask like, "आप ये चीज free में क्यों नहीं कर सकते?" मतलब why you want कि like आपको ये चीजें
हाँ।
free में services? Why are you even expecting? And
राइट।
another thing is a lot of like times what happens is that people think कि if they are purchasing a course or some cohort or some webinar they are getting into, they are comparing that with consultation calls. So,
करेक्ट।
which a lot of people don't understand is that consultation is something which is very personalized. True,
राइट।
it will be very personalized. It will be the strategies or something, whatever the insights you are getting, that will be very personalized and customized according to your needs and requirements, which is something you are not getting in a cohort or any webinar or any online जो आप ये करते हो courses लेते हो, because वो generic है, that is for a
ट्रू।
lot of people, and आपको कुछ customization, so definitely the prices will be different, but the major problem is that a lot of people don't understand that, and they think कि हाँ मेरे को कम रेट में ये मिल रहा है, मैं यहाँ से करके सीख लूंगा.
करेक्ट।
That is again, that is somebody's personal choice, but that is not how things work, and
राइट।
that a lot of people don't understand. Yeah,
And quality doesn't come cheap. They have to understand
exactly,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, so Anjali, I want to ask this one thing that even today, mm, personal thing, this thing, personality and everything, it is a new topic to everybody. So just to
Okay.
introduce this thing, I want to ask you one thing. Can you just share one real life example of your one of your client's problem and how you tackled it? Just to give an example to everyone.
Okay. So I'll come up with a positive example this time. So, um, a couple of weeks ago, I had this young male CEO, and he had a startup, and suddenly he was given an angel funding. And then, of course, he wanted to step up into this role of a CEO because of his sudden growth. And he requested for personal image transformation, etiquette, wardrobe rehash. In fact, पूरा wardrobe ही नया build करना पड़ा. So it was in Delhi, and then I went to Delhi with one or two of my team, and it was a 3 days intensive session that we did for him, and it was quite a satisfying interaction with this young person. And I mean, there's a marked difference, जैसे वो पहले थे और उसके बाद में, then and now में. So काफी था, and I hope he will continue with that 3 day session idea, because I feel that सिर्फ एक बार आपको बता के कि this is how these are the tools is not enough. I feel that I should be able to empower the client to such an extent that they don't need me anymore. They understand the science of dressing themselves up. They understand the science of etiquette, their behavior, whatever they have asked for. I should be able to give them much more. They must not consult me another time. But yes, of course, I would love to go over and beyond. And then there is a lot of time that I give them for hand holding and asking repeatedly, depending upon the relationship with the client, of course. So this was a very positive experience.
Wow. So, moving to the second set of questions that I have, and this is going to be very interesting for most of the boys out here. और लड़कों के लिए ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग भी होगा और इंफॉर्मेटिव भी होगा. So I want to know from you, Anjali, कि what is the first thing that you notice in a man when he walks towards you, right? What is the first thing that you notice?
Hmm. So, Kalyan, here I would say that, this is a very personal preference based question. And it can be very different for very many people. And this all depends. Some people would notice physical appearance like height and weight and build and clothing, etc. Some others would notice their only the behavior, the body language, the confidence, the energy, the big smile, the posture. Okay, and then some others would notice maybe just the facial expressions, the eyes, their face and hands, whether they are clean, groomed. There, some, so it all depends upon personal preferences. And by the time we are in this age of being adults, we've already formed our perceptions and likes and dislikes. So somehow subconsciously, we are already programmed to do that. However, I would say that this is not a universal rule, and this order of things that I would like to spell out is also not universal. But generally, research says this, that first and foremost, it's the face that people notice for gentlemen. And of course, the smile has to be very confident, and teeth should be cleaned, and your facial hair or maybe hair on the head should be very well groomed, clean. Basically, just to show, and impact ये होना चाहिए कि आप अपने लिए इतना अच्छे से वेल ग्रूम्ड हैं और आप तैयार हैं और आपने अपना ध्यान इतने अच्छे से रखा है कि आप कॉम्पिटेंट हैं किसी और के साथ इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए या फिर किसी प्रोफेशनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को हैंडल करने के लिए. सो वन इज दिस. नेक्स्ट इज द सिलुएट. जो आपकी सिलुएट है क्लोथ्स की, दैट मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ इम्पैक्ट. Now, certain times, people, I am not discrediting any of these silhouettes. वो भी आपकी personal choice है. A lot of people come up with, very figure hugging and skinny kind of clothing. Sometimes they really do it very well. बहुत अच्छे से mix and match कर लेते हैं, and it comes out very fashionable. But if it goes wrong, फिर वो पूरा matchstick silhouette बन जाता है. So your silhouette should be such, as far as the gentleman is concerned. This is what my personal opinion is. Of course, not universal. That it should be a built-up chest. लीन ट्रोसो, स्ट्रॉन्ग शोल्डर्स. सो उसको कन्वे करने के लिए जरूरी नहीं है जिम बॉडी हो, बट देन योर क्लोथ शुड बी वेरी वेल स्ट्रक्चर्ड. ना तो बहुत ज्यादा बैगी हो और ना तो बहुत ही ज्यादा टाइट हो कि आपका जैकेट या आपने जो कोट पहना है उसके ऊपर बटन बंद करने के बाद एक्स बन जाए, क्रीज आ जाए. अगर एक्स क्रीज आ जाए मतलब है कि समथिंग इज गॉन रॉन्ग, ये बहुत ज्यादा टाइट है आपके लिए. So, style. Women also notice style. It's not that women don't. Women go for very detailed styling also. So आपका fit कैसा है कपड़ों का, जो हम सिलुएट की बात कर रहे थे, फैब्रिक क्या यूज किया है आपने. इट शुड बी डेफिनेटली वेरी गुड क्वालिटी फैब्रिक, लाइक ऑर्गेनिक कॉटन हो या सिल्क और वूल, दोज काइंड. एंड फंक्शन, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन व्हाट इवेंट इट इज. आप क्या फॉर्मल डिनर पे हैं, कंपनी की प्रोफेशनल डिनर में हैं, या किसी इवेंट में है, या और इज इट समथिंग कैजुअल, और इज इट अ पर्सनल event. Then these things make a lot of difference. Clothes convey a lot about your personality, your lifestyle, your status. So those have to be chosen very carefully. It should convey, the entire thing should convey the message of you being sophisticated and mature. This is what my personal thought process is. It could really, really differ. And then of course, like for example, you're wearing shoes for a for a formal event. Are they brogues, or have you walked in with chappals, or maybe some sort of flip flop? So here we go wrong. Brogues are those shoes, the leather ones, which have got those small decorative holes punched in them, and a lot of detailing. So that conveys, that you're taking good care of yourself. You have a sense of in-depth sense of style for your own self. And of course, फिर आपके shirt, jacket, trouser कैसे हैं, and what is the wow factor that you have added to your entire look. The hairstyle, the eyewear, if you're wearing goggles or spectacles, what kind, watches or these things. And then of course, top it all, it goes with manners. आपकी क्या, how you greet somebody, whether it is a limp handshake, is it a creepy handshake, or is it a very firm and good handshake, and what kind of eye contact is it. Is it confident, and how is your smile. And then of course, are you giving attention to somebody when you walked in and you're speaking to me? How are you giving me respectable amount of attention, or are you busy using phone? And of course, within a few seconds when you begin to talk, foul language is noticed. So it's a very big no no in any circumstance. And sometimes there are people who have constant interruptions. उनके पास एक और भी फोन होता है, या फिर उनके messages बार बार आते हैं. And ये दिख रहा है कि you are not completely invested into someone talking. और कभी कोई ऐसी चीज ना बोलें which you will regret later on. And of course, your fragrance. What kind of fragrance are you wearing? Is it too strong कि किसी को गश खा के गिर जाएंगे वो? या फिर आप एक सटल और एक बहुत अच्छा कोलोन या फ्रेग्रेंस यूज कर रहे हैं, उससे भी आपकी अट्रैक्टिवनेस इंक्रीज होती है. और आपकी वॉइस कैसी है. जितने भी महंगे कपड़े पहने हैं और फ्रेग्रेंस यूज किया है, लेकिन अगर आपकी लैंग्वेज अच्छी नहीं है और कॉन्वर्सेशनल स्किल्स अच्छे नहीं है, तो इफेक्ट बहुत कम हो जाता है. एंड बॉडी लैंग्वेज ऑफ कोर्स, दैट ऑल्सो मेक्स अ डिफरेंस व्हेन वन सीज समबडी फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, कि आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज क्या डोमिनेटिंग, अग्रेसिव, डिफेंसिव, क्लोज्ड ऑफ है, या फिर ओपन, पॉजिटिव, and nice to meet you, that kind of body language hai. So there are a whole lot of factors which come into play when we first see someone.
Actually, I want to know, like the same goes for women also, like, or there is some key difference for women because there are men and some like women like me who want to know what are the key factors. So is it same or there are some differences?
Richa, I would say it's almost the same. Manners, appearance, etiquette, they are all genderless. And however, like I am a huge fan of Coco Chanel, and I remember those kind of her quotes. A girl should be two things: classy and fabulous. And this is how, I mean, whatever you dress up, it should fit into this category according to me. Again, it is personal choice. And like she says, dress up shabbily and they remember the dress, dress up impeccably and they remember the woman. So uh, this is how it goes. So once again, your smile is important, how expressive it is. That is a social cue, basically, whether you're confident, you really want to talk to somebody, or whether, I mean, you want to ignore them, or are you the creepy kinds, those kinds, your laughter, your sense of humor. So these are all genderless um, parameters and metrics. The body image, then of course fragrance, footwear, confidence, and of course gentlemen also do notice. And here I would say, I think I missed out something important, which was handkerchief. I've always been fascinated by this handkerchief. So if the gentlemen have handkerchief, I have a post also on LinkedIn. I did that. Uh, One must carry a nice cotton handkerchief for gentlemen, and it should be clean, neat. And if you want to go the extra mile, have your name, initial embroidered on it. And of course, do use it for a lady in need, but don't expect it back. That is chivalry. And for a lady, um, yeah, you will go the extra mile if you can carry a handkerchief with some sort of detailing. It should be customized, some lace. That is, of course, something really classy. And clothes, again, they should be customized to fit you, not the body type, but to fit you well. Silhouette has to be classy. So this is what I feel.
With handkerchief, this I remember this one thing. I tweeted this thing that if a guy is carrying a handkerchief, it's a big, big, big green flag. I remember I was out with a guy and he offered me his handkerchief and it was so clean, it was so white, and I was like, okay, dude, I love you so much. It is such a big, 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 big thing. Handkerchief is a must, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
That's great. Like I wasn't aware of this. So from next time onwards, in case if I'm meeting a guy, I'll keep note of all these things.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Okay, so Kavya have raised her hand. So Kavya, you have any question?
Yeah, since she was talking about the dressing sense, she
Yeah.
said she said that the dressing sense should fit the category in which you are, like the personality you are in. Like my question is whether I should go with the same style every time, or is it okay to change the style occasionally?
Yes. So Kavya, uh, yeah. So, Kavya, it depends upon the occasion, and it depends upon your personal choice. So, if you're talking about workplace, definitely it will require formal clothing, and you can change your style as many times as you want. But then, of course, there are certain signature styles. You may have noticed in celebrities also. And I think we all remember Harry Potter with those round glasses. So, certain times it's good to invest in some very good high quality accessory, which is your statement style. You could do that, and style completely depends upon the occasion, whether you're going for a picnic with family or a movie with friends. You will be dressed up very differently. And if you're going for a very formal meeting with seniors inside your company, you will be dressed very differently. But as I follow, um, classy and elegant, this is how one should come out.
Thank you so much.
That's great. So next, what I have is a burning question, Anjali.
Yeah.
And I would like to ask you, so should we dress to impress or dress as per one's comfort, like in general?
Once again, this is also a very, very personal choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll, dress to impress definitely, but then keeping a comfort also in mind, because sometimes what happens is, like, if we're talking about the lady, if you have your beautiful very expensive high heel shoes, and you want to flaunt those in a specific big event, and you want to be noticed for this, but then the problem is that maybe they are so uncomfortable, you already know that within an hour or so I will be uncomfortable, and it shows on your face.
Right.
Whatever said and done, style, clothing, and all these things have to be hand in hand with comfort. So ultimately, it depends upon your personal preferences, your situations. For example, it's a job interview, a business meeting, formal event. So naturally, your clothes will be very respectable. You have to have an attention to detail. This shows that you're going to be competent. But then, comfort is also important. And for casual gathering, also the same. It should be relaxed, comfortable, relaxed, but then of course doesn't mean we go for baggy. I mean, I really appreciate those who um, for a comfortable look also, if you can have a structured set of clothes. I mean, they should not be so loose that you're lost in the clothes. And one thing that I always follow is dress smarter than the occasion demands. So
Hmm.
I have seen with a lot of youngsters, and I've met a lot of people who feel that, why go so dressed up? ये हमारी घर की शादी थोड़ी है, या हमारे घर की इवेंट थोड़ी है, हमको तो किसी फ्रेंड के घर के इवेंट में जाना है. So it's not about them, it's about you. I mean,
Right.
how you want to project yourself. So I would always suggest, whatever the event, dress up at least one notch higher if you want to be noticed.
Absolutely right. Like this is something which I myself follow a lot, and
Lovely, lovely.
earlier this used to happen like lots of time with me. That whenever I used to go out, I'm like the most dressed person in the room. Not in case of makeup, but like in the way, like completely the way I used to dress myself. But nowadays I don't go out, so things have changed.
Oh, you must flaunt your style. Go out more often. Good. Good to hear that.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was very impressive. And एक चीज जो I want to know is how should one shop according to their body type, right? और उसके personality के हिसाब से लोगों को कैसे shopping करनी चाहिए? कैसे समझे कि क्या मुझ पे सूट करेगा? What kind of clothes would suit me, and how should I get into or fit into this power dressing जो कहते हैं? So Anjali, can you help us with that? Like you can explain the body type and explain what kind of clothes one should wear, along with
Okay.
accessories that one should carry for both male and female.
Okay. Uh, one thing that I would like to say, Kalyan, is like आप बता रहे हैं कि body type. I think in a very different way. I find that this is a huge myth. Shopping according to body type is a myth. According to me, you must shop according to whatever looks best on you, and which the something जिसको पहन के आप खुश हो जाएं. Now, like, suppose I have an overweight issue, and I am so scared of buying clothes कि मुझे तो सिर्फ बड़े बड़े कपड़े और डार्क क्लोथ्स में मुझे लगता है कि I'll be able to hide myself. If I do that, my personality is not going to show. So I feel that this is a myth. It's not about the body. I find that the clothes should be well fitted, and one has to accept one's body and show some self love. Every body type is a great body type. Recently, there's a company called Metal, which manufactures toys. Barbie dolls are manufactured by Metal. I'm sure most of us have heard of Barbie dolls in childhood. So Barbie doll has launched um, a Barbie doll with a Down syndrome. It is breaking the stereotypical look जो हम डॉल्स में पहले देखते थे, दैट इसको परफेक्ट बॉडी होना चाहिए, उसके परफेक्ट बाल होने चाहिए. सो ये चीज एक बहुत जरूरी है हमें समझने की. हमें अपने आप को एक्सेप्ट करना है, चाहे हमें भगवान ने किसी भी शेप या साइज में बनाया है. समटाइम्स देयर आर हेल्थ इश्यूज आल्सो, एंड मोस्टली विमेन फेस अ लॉट ऑफ हेल्थ इश्यूज जिससे उनका वजन बढ़ जाता है या कम हो जाता है. तो एक हमें ना अंदर से जब तक खुशी नहीं है और हम एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं अपने बॉडी को, तो हम चाहे कितने भी एक्सपेंसिव कपड़े और जूते और ज्वेलरी पहन लें, वो एक आपके फेस पे जो चमक है, द ग्लो विल नॉट कम एट ऑल. So clothes should flatter your body, the skin tone, and comfort also. I don't know. I just take one little second क्योंकि आपने ये एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि मुझे ये जरूर बताने का मन कर रहा है. आई वांट टू शेयर इट विद द ऑडियंस. One of the novels written by Toni Morrison is my favorite. She is an American novelist and Nobel Prize winner. So उनकी एक novel है The Bluest Eye. उसमें वो एक्सप्लोर करती हैं जो डिस्ट्रक्टिव इफेक्ट है रेसिज्म एंड सोसाइटल ब्यूटी स्टैंडर्ड्स का अफ्रीकन अमेरिकन गर्ल्स पे. और उसमें जो प्रोटैगनिस्ट है पिकोला ब्रीडा, शी विशेस फॉर ब्लू आईज. शी इज जस्ट अबाउट 9-10 years old. और उसे ये लगता है कि मेरी आंखें अगर ब्लू हैं तो देन शी विल हैव everything in the world. She would become beautiful and she would be accepted, she would be loved. And because of her deep rooted self hatred due to her skin color, and उसने सोसाइटी में ये देखा है कि her skin color, her race is not happily accepted by anyone. उस नॉवल में तो वो एक इंटरनलाइज हो गया है वो आइडिया उसके दिमाग में. और उसको हर बार ये लगता है कि वो अगली है और उसका फिजिकल अपीयरेंस अच्छा नहीं है. एंड दिस बिकम्स सो डैमेजिंग फॉर एनी पर्सन. इट बिकम्स डीह्यूमनाइजिंग एंड आपका सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस पूरा निकल जाता है. एंड उसकी एक छोटा सा कोट है, एंड आई विल नॉट बोर यू विद दैट, बट आई जस्ट वांटेड टू शेयर दिस लिटिल थिंग. टोनी मॉरिसन राइट्स, she was not a pretty girl, but she was a girl, and the only way you could be released from the shame was to have a man who loved you. It was the love that counted. So इसका मतलब है कि Pecola Breedlove was so desperate for acceptance कि उसको अपनी आंखों का कलर ही चेंज चाहिए था कि ब्लू हो जाए और वाइट गर्ल्स की तरह, तो फिर वो एक्सेप्ट हो जाएगी. सो दिस आइडिया ऑफ एनी फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम, जैसे बहुत बार हम सोचते हैं कि हम मोटे हैं या हाइट कम है या कोई और हमारे साथ प्रॉब्लम है, ये एक सुपरफिशियल कंसर्न होना चाहिए. दिस इज व्हाट माय रिक्वेस्ट टू एवरीबडी वुड बी आफ्टर हैविंग स्पेंट so many years on earth. I would say these should be treated as superficial concerns. And ये क्योंकि हम ऐसी सोसाइटी में हैं जहाँ पर we are bombarded with perfect images of people. आप सोशल मीडिया में देख लें, इफ नथिंग एल्स इवन सी द वाटर बॉटल्स, सी द चिप्स पैकेट, सी द बिल बोर्ड्स, सी द क्लोथ, जो आप कपड़े खरीदते हैं उसके ऊपर जो लोगोस होते हैं, जो पिक्चर्स बनी होती हैं, वो एक परफेक्ट साइज परफेक्ट मॉडल्स की होती हैं. एंड वो परफेक्ट कौन है? वो सोसाइटी हैज क्रिएटेड दैट आइडिया ऑफ परफेक्शन इन दैट. So I would strongly suggest कि we have to accept ourselves. और हमें एक बॉडी टाइप में जाकर ये नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि ओ गॉड मेरी बॉडी स्क्वायर है, वी है, यू है, मोटे हैं, छोटे हैं. बिकॉज आई वुड लाइक टू जस्ट शेयर अ लिटिल. आई हैव वाज स्पीकिंग टू समबडी, सम सॉर्ट ऑफ सम क्लाइंट, और बात हो रही थी किसी और टॉपिक पे, और उन्होंने इतनी देर तक मुझे ये बताया कि आई एम अ वेरी शॉर्ट पर्सन. मतलब वो इंटेंशनली नहीं बोल रहे थे, बट इट समहाउ मुझे ऐसा लगा सबकॉन्शियसली ही सो ही इज वेइंग, ही इज वेड बाय दैट. वो बैगेज उनके साथ है कि वो इतने शॉर्ट हैं. सो वी बिगिन टू लुक फॉर एक्सेप्टेंस इन सोसाइटी. और ये बैगेज हम लेके रिलेशनशिप्स में प्रोफेशनल जगह पर चले जाते हैं. इट इज ओके, इट इज द सेम फॉर ऑल जेंडर. ये सभी के साथ ऐसा होता है. So my request would be that please shop not according to the type you think you are, but according to what looks good on you. आपको खुद ही पता लग जाएगा कि आप कितने ब्राइट लग रहे हैं, किसी कलर में, नहीं तो फिर आप डेफिनेटली किसी प्रोफेशनल की हेल्प लीजिए। और कपड़े आपके वेल फिटेड होने चाहिए, चाहे वो कितने भी कर्वी हों, आप कितने भी पतले हों, बट दे शुड नॉट बी टू टाइट। वो पूरा सिलुएट हैज टू कम वेरी एलिगेंट। दिस इज व्हाट आई फील, इट शुड फ्लैटर योर बॉडी। एंड जहाँ तक पावर ड्रेसिंग की बात है, power dressing is mostly referred to office spaces. For example, जब आपको एक authority, confidence और professionalism convey करना है, तो आप कैसे करेंगे? And my strong advice would be, you must get your clothes customized. Generally हम एक ऐसे ब्रांड की चीज, या तो वो ब्रांड की बात है, हम कई बार ऐसे ब्रांड के पीछे भाग रहे हैं जो कि इंडियन है ही नहीं, ना वो इंडियन बॉडी को देख के बनाया गया है। इट इज मे बी टू बिग फॉर अस और टू स्मॉल, और हम फिर भी उसमें वी आर ट्राइंग आवर बेस्ट टू फिट इन टू दैट। सो माई सजेशन वुड बी दैट यू ट्राई गेटिंग कस्टमाइज्ड क्लोथ्स फॉर योर सेल्फ, ताकि आपकी सिलुएट बहुत स्मार्ट आए उसमें, ना तो वो बैगी और ढीले हो। आपका स्ट्रक्चर्ड लुक आना चाहिए। और रंग क्या होने चाहिए? They should, for power dressing, I would suggest, go for blacks, navy, gray, beige. ये आप बेसिक कलर्स रखिए, और उसके ऊपर से आप एक पॉप ऑफ कलर आप अपने स्कार्फ में, टाई में और किसी एक्सेसरी में ले सकते हैं। And then fabric, as we've discussed, it should be very high quality fabric, चाहे कम आपके पास चीजें हो, लेकिन my suggestion is that your fabrics should be of good quality, wool, silk, cotton, and they last longer, look good. फिर attention to details होनी चाहिए। You must see कि कहीं आपके threads तो नहीं लटक रहे हैं, बटन टूटा हुआ है, zippers, flaps, pockets, sewing should be immaculately done and it should be in very good condition. That conveys that you are so competent, क्योंकि आपने अपना ध्यान रखा है। एंड द फुटवेयर हैज टू बी अप्रोप्रिएट। फॉर्मल के लिए आप फॉर्मल यूज करें, कैजुअल के समय कैजुअल शूज पहने। एक्सेसरीज भी आपको थॉटफुली यूज करना है। जैसे आप एक्सेसरीज का पूछ रहे हैं, फॉर द जेंटलमैन आई वुड से, वन कैन टेक अ ब्रीफ केस और अ लैपटॉप केस। इट शुड बी अगेन गुड, very high quality leather bag. It should be a statement bag, so that you come across as somebody who's very well organized and professional. अब वॉच पहने तो उसमें ये नहीं बहुत सारे सितारे और चमकीला कुछ लगा है और कुछ कुछ अडॉर्नमेंट्स और हैं। ट्राई टू लुक फॉर अ वेरी क्लासिक वॉच। इट शुड नॉट बी ओवरली डेकोरेटेड फॉर पावर ड्रेसिंग इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। आपके वॉलेट को भी नोट किया जाता है। बहुत बार हमने देखा है कि आपके कपड़े इतने सुंदर हैं और एक्सपेंसिव हैं, समटाइम्स वी पुल आउट अ वॉलेट व्हिच इज बैडली क्रम्पल्ड, और हम भूल गए कि हमें वॉलेट भी अपना अपडेट करना चाहिए। सो इट शुड बी वेरी हाई क्वालिटी, नीटली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड वॉलेट। और अगर आप टाई पहन के गए हैं किसी इवेंट में, then of course the tie has to be complementing your entire look. Cufflinks, do you think you need the cufflinks? A pen, a pen is a very good investment. Again, it shows you have attention to detail. A high quality pen. Phone cases should be sleek, elegant. फिर belt, handkerchief की बात तो हम कर ही चुके हैं. Shoes, all these things are for one look. ये तो gentleman की हो गई. Or for the ladies, if we talk, it should be a handbag, a very good quality handbag where it should be large enough for your phone and wallet and keys. और अगर professional documents आपके ऐसे हैं which need to be carried in the handbag, definitely see the size. I mean, you should be looking put together. ये नहीं कि आपके पेपर कहीं गिर रहे हैं, आपकी फाइल में से कुछ कुछ उड़ रहा है. So try to put it all well organized. Again, the watch should not ideally be too flashy. Jewelry should be simple and elegant. Try to make one piece of jewelry your very centerpiece. और उसके अराउंड आप अपना लुक को स्ट्रक्चर कर सकते हैं. तो इन सब चीज़ों में थोड़ा सा समय लगता है. आई वुड सजेस्ट टेक वन इवनिंग बिफोर. आपको सब कुछ ऑर्गेनाइज कर लेना चाहिए. Again, your laptop bag, umbrella. For a lady, an umbrella is an important thing. It should get into your bag. अब 6-7 अलग अलग पैकेट पकड़ के कहीं आ रहे हैं तो that again shows how disorganized one can be. Hair accessories, keep it simple and elegant. And of course, हम handkerchief, fragrance, ये सब तो कर चुके हैं बात. So this is how I feel.
I very much agree to everything that you have shared here, Dr. Anjali, and especially the wallet and the handbags. But nowadays, there is this trend I see, like with women, especially, there is this trend of carrying a very small handbags, like not in the corporate like offices and जब आप office जा रहे हो तब नहीं, but in general, जैसे if you're going to some parties and all. So, and the biggest issue is that you can't like incorporate a lot of stuff into that bag because that is so small.
True, true. I find it very challenging. I mean, you can't even keep your car keys in that, or maybe a phone.
Seriously.
So well, each to his own.
Mm. Okay, so we have discussed about the outfits, and next, like, I would like to ask you about the skincare, which is a must these days. So, if yes, then what all products is an absolute must, like must for both the genders, which a person should definitely use.
Uh, yes, once again, Shruti, this is again genderless, all of it. So uh, same basic rituals should be followed. You must take care of your skin, all the exposed parts of your body, they are noticed. So definitely your shower, your should be there, and you should have your teeth should be very clean, skin should be clean, even if you have a breakout, but it should be clean. So same sort of a thing: cleanser, toner, moisturizer, skin sunscreen in case of the situation, exfoliator, under eye cream. These are the sorry basics that one must definitely use. And one thing that I also notice sometimes, even in the gym when I go, um, I feel that dressing up for a gym is also so important. I don't know, maybe I have that OCD for dressing up well or something, but I really feel that dressing up well is good because you know when you go even for a gym, it may be early morning, but then try to go with a good after a shower, because your body chemistry releases your scent, your own personal body's human smell or scent, whatever you may call it. But then it affects others, it affects you also. So and if you see, sight and smell, both of them make a lot of impact on the perception that you carry, that is carried of you. So and out of which smell is known to be the most powerful sense. It has a direct impact upon our emotions and behavior. Certain times, a smell can even trigger memories, affect your mood, and it, of course, increases your attraction factor. So I would suggest that ये जो बेसिक रिचुअल्स आप कर रहे हैं उसके साथ में one must take care of good hygiene, um, deodorants, perfumes. Choose the right kind. You can experiment. You will get to know what is the right one for you. It should be a mild one. And another good thing one can use is essential oils to improve your body odor or the scent. Lavender, eucalyptus essential oils, they make a lot of difference. उसके ऊपर से आप क्या खा रहे हैं, उससे भी बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, depending upon your scent. If we have eaten a lot of garlic or onions, so that really does make a difference in the body odor. So one must also stay very hydrated so that all the toxins are flushed out. इन सब चीजों का हम ध्यान रखेंगे तो ये भी स्किन केयर में इंक्लूडेड है.
Okay, so yeah, Kavya, you have raised your hand for a
Yeah, that was very much true because even when I was casually dressed for jogging, and without wearing shoes, I didn't feel quite comfortable in it. And as soon as I felt like I needed tracksuit, I bought it immediately because everything has a set of clothing. Like you said, if you want to go to gym, you have to have a separate clothing, and you don't have OCD, I think. Like
Thank you, Kavya.
yeah, because
So,
it's very much necessary. And when I went without shoes and with casual dress, it didn't happen to me. So I buy shoes and tracksuit, and I think it will work for me in that way. So it's very much true, I guess.
thank you.
Well, that was it.
See, now I have a question. I want to know about etiquettes and work etiquette specifically because I am soon going to join an office, and I think this gonna be really beneficial for me. So if you could just discuss a little bit of work etiquettes, what are they, and are they gender different, or they go common for both the genders, or how do you define it?
Okay. So, I would say most of them are genderless. Once again, uh, I see it as your uh, unwritten rules. It is a set of behavioral guidelines and expectations, and they promote a positive and professional work environment. And of course, you do contribute to whichever work environment or biosphere you're going to. And except for things like chivalry, where a gentleman might like to hold a door open for a lady, chivalry still works, and you might like to offer a handkerchief like we spoke of earlier on. Most of these things which I would be telling you now is genderless, and these are unwritten rules. One must be sensitive to these, and one must be careful of these. So the bottom line is have respect for everybody, right from those who come to clean the washrooms to maybe the safai karamcharis, those to the CEO. I would suggest. So respect everybody, whether they are colleagues, superiors, and subordinates. Treat them the way you would like to be treated someday. And your speech, your behavioral, everything should be polite. Unless, of course, somebody is very rude, then you might like to avoid getting into a scrape. And it is your positivity which goes down. Then one must be punctual. Um, a lot of impressions are immediately formed. Sometimes last minute हमारा कुछ हो गया गड़बड़ और हम नहीं पहुंच पा रहे हैं, कुछ बारिश हो गया या कोई और अर्जेंट काम आ गया और जहां पर हमें पहुंचना था आप नहीं पहुंच पा रहे हैं, तो आपकी पूरी क्रेडिबिलिटी खराब हो जाती है. You are not considered a bankable responsible person after that. So one has to be punctual. So my suggestion would be try reaching earlier than expected so that you give yourself enough time to settle down, to interact with the others, to rehearse your own part in that office space. Next is communication. One must uh, go with this goal of communicating in a very clear, professional, concise, respectful way. So the language has to be very clean. And nowadays, I find a whole lot of youngsters, those school going children also, though they use hand gestures and four-letter words, they are a huge no-no for everyone. They are not acceptable at all. Even if you do not mean offense, people will take it otherwise. So while you're speaking to the others, keep in mind maybe they are from a different culture. Uh, you might like to ask some questions to show your involvement and take a look at the other people's perspectives too and dress appropriately. So we dress up according to the company culture certain times. I would suggest it's always good to check that. And if you're still confused and the company has not said anything about it, you might like to observe your seniors or maybe your employer directly. So, as I would highly recommend, dress up at least one notch higher than expected. Be mindful of hygiene, your hands, nails, teeth. Avoid strong perfumes. That is important. And when you use a space for eating, you use the washroom, and it's in a common place. People do notice that you have messed up a certain space. So one has to be mindful of that. Then keep your workstation clean. When it is nicely well organized, it clearly speaks about you. It shows how well equipped you are to handle your role. And the important thing is to follow all company rules, even when they are related to ethics, safety, security. Must follow them. Do not be found wrong anywhere where the rules are concerned, because that will get you into on the bad side of almost every senior. Technology and gadgets, we must use them in a very appropriate manner. Avoid using your personal phone when you're working. Avoid using the computer of the company for personal use. And take appropriate breaks. Do not be gayab from your chair, um, for a long time. um, Try to see what is the culture of the company. Make sure that you are back in your place, because basic idea has to be to contribute in a productive and harmonious way for your work environment. This is it.
Thank you,
So,
Dr. Anjali, for sharing all of this. Like this reminded me of people in my previous organization. They used to do this. Like they used to stay away from their seats from like for like long hours of
Yeah.
duration, long duration. Yeah, Kalyan.
yeah. So we'll go to Sarthak. Yes, Sarthak, you have a question.
Oh, hello everyone. I want
Hi.
to ask the most important question that how to get away from procrastination at when we have to do some serious work and etc. work for study etc. purpose.
Okay. So procrastination is the best thing to do is set yourself reminders. If you have been given a particular task, or if you want to complete a particular task, I would highly suggest that in your phone or in your computer, come up with your calendar, your time, set up a timeline, and set up alarms, so that as said, and you could use very motivational quotes, and you know that within 3 days something has to be done. So make sure that you are not running behind time. If it is 3 days, make sure it is at least 30 minutes in advance that your work is done, and you have enough time to polish it further. So, and the thought has to be changed in your mind, even subconsciously. One thing which I use is, the last thought that is in the mind, try to use your problem over there and redefine your thought. I will do this work efficiently within 3 days. Maybe that you can repeat to yourself. It helps a lot. And writing down in a journal also helps me a lot. Visualization of that same thing helps me a lot. Visualize yourself full of energy and very efficient. Visualize yourself like you are somebody who has got extra time beyond whatever is given to you. So this makes a lot of difference.
I hope, Sarthak, you have got your answer. You did? Okay, great. So, Abhi, what we'll do is, हम ना basically Anjali, we play a small rapid fire round in between of the space, and
Okay.
that's what we are gonna do. It's a very fun rapid fire round that we'll play, and बहुत fast fast answer करना. I'll also ask these questions to Richa, Shruti, Saurav, Kavya, and even Sarthak, right? So the first question that I have for you, Anjali, is what were you afraid of as a child? As a child, what were you afraid of? Quickly,
Mm,
quickly, quickly, Anjali.
heights.
Socho mat. You said what? Ice?
Height. Height.
Heights. Okay, heights. Great. What about you, Sarthak? किससे डर लगता था? जल्दी 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 सार्थक.
मुझे darkness से.
Okay. What about you, Kavya?
Snakes.
Okay. Saurabh, you?
Of course, height.
Okay. Richa?
I had a legit the dogs.
अरे तुम्हारे पास तो खुद इतने कुत्ते हैं।
हाँ, तो पहले नहीं थे ना, जब मैं छुपती थी पीछे पड़ जाते थे।
ओह,
I had to take care of
तुमने
that.
लिटरली अपने डर को कॉन्कर किया है, पता है।
हाँ।
व्हाट अबाउट यू श्रुति?
कल्याण मैंने भी कॉन्कर किया है मेरा भी डर वाज हाइट्स ओनली यार
तो तुम कहाँ से कूदी हो अभी?
यार मतलब लिटरली मुझे ना फ्लाइट में ट्रैवल करने से मैं इतना डरती थी लाइक जब मुझे फर्स्ट टाइम करना था ना आई वाज क्राइंग अ लॉट कि नहीं मुझसे नहीं होगा। माय पेरेंट्स समहाउ पुश्ड मी कि नहीं तुम्हें करना है और अकेले ट्रैवल करना है। उसके अलावा मेरे को जैसे लाइक ये सॉरी व्हाट वाज दैट हाँ हाइकिंग एंड वो सारी चीजें। उसके बाद जंपिंग लाइक बंजी जंपिंग मैंने नहीं करा है बट मैंने क्लिफ जंपिंग करा है। तो मैं छोटी छोटी चीजें करके आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू रीच दैट ताकि मैं बंजी जंपिंग कर पाऊँ।
गुड गुड, नाइस नाइस, सब अपने फियर को कॉन्कर कर रहे हैं, ग्रेट।
अरे नहीं पता है और एक चीज और मैं ऐड करूंगी जब मैं फर्स्ट टाइम आई वाज डूइंग दिस क्लिफ जंपिंग आई वाज सो टेरिफाइड दैट पर्सन हु वाज स्टैंडिंग बिहाइंड मी ही वाज वेटिंग फॉर 5 ही वेटेड फॉर लिटरली 4 to 5 मिनट्स कि मैं खुद से कूदूंगी एंड व्हेन आई डिडंट डू दैट ही पुश्ड मी ही लिटरली पुश्ड मी फ्रॉम द बैक कि आप तो हो गया आपको आप खुद नहीं जाने वाले हो।
Okay. So, my next question is, Anjali, what is the dish that you love to cook? Like, you cook the best. वैसा वाला कोई dish?
Chicken biryani, but I'm
Oh.
but I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, but
So
you are a
yeah,
vegetarian, so you, how do you know that वो अच्छा बना है?
because of my family, my children. I
Oh,
learned it from someone. So this is my favorite cooking experience.
okay. What about you, Kavya?
Palau.
What do you love to cook?
Palau.
Pulao. Okay. Okay. What about you, Shruti?
I don't have anything as it, but I would like to ask the same question to you, Kalyan. I know like you do cook at times. So
हाँ, but I mean, I am very good with chicken. I think chicken is something like chicken. I don't know the dish, but I really make this amazing non ग्रेवी वाला जो चिकन होता है ना, लाइक द,
is
क्या
it
बोलते हैं
grilled?
उसको? हाँ
Grilled?
जो, नो नॉट द ग्रिल चिकन, आई डोंट नो यार, वो सूखा वाला चिकन, समथिंग लाइक दैट यार,
अच्छा
नाम बहुत
ठीक
अजीब
है।
अजीब होते हैं, बट दैट इज समथिंग दैट आई रियली कुक वेल।
Okay,
दैट्स देयर। और
that's
मैं
great.
ओट्स भी बहुत अच्छा बनाता हूँ, इफ एनीबॉडी केयर्स। तो या, एंड व्हाट अबाउट यू, रिचा?
मैगी।
हम्म,
मेरी जनरेशन अलग है, देखो हमारे लिए मैगी सब कुछ है।
आई नो। मैगी कौन सा वाला, सादा वाला या फिर यू ऐड समथिंग
अरे
स्पेशल
ऑल काइंड ऑफ
इंग्रेडिएंट्स?
मैगी, सब कुछ, चीज मैगी, वेजिटेबल नूडल्स, एवरीथिंग।
ओके, ठीक है। व्हाट अबाउट यू, सौरभ? ओके, सार्थक आप बताओ।
Something unique answer, pasta.
गुड। हिरेन भाई आप?
आई ऑलमोस्ट प्रिपेयर एवरीथिंग मतलब सब बना लेता हूँ बट हाँ
एक चीज योर
मंचूरियन
स्ट्रेंथ।
मंचूरियन
ओह वाओ, ओके।
एंड
ड्राई वाली या ग्रेवी वाली?
एनीथिंग एंड आप तंदूरी चिकन की बात कर रहे थे।
नहीं यार, तंदूरी चिकन नहीं यार, मेरा वो सूखा चिकन ना, आई डोंट नो यार, मैं बनाता हूँ, मैं मुझे नाम नहीं पता।
ब्रिलियंट।
बट बट इट्स जस्ट मोर ऑफ अ ड्रायर साइड ऑफ अ चिकन, लाइक क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं, बट इट्स जस्ट चिकन दैट डजंट हैव अ ग्रेवी। व्हाट डज इट कॉल? ड्रायर चिकन नहीं, लेट इट बी। ठीक है, कभी आओगे तो खिलाऊंगा, ठीक है। सो दैट इज देयर, या। ओके, आई हैव नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, दिस इज यस एंड नो क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। आई एम क्विकली गोना आस्क यू, सबसे पहले श्रुति के साथ, ठीक है। डू यू बिलीव इन घोस्ट?
No.
ओके, रिचा यू?
यस।
सौरभ? काव्य? ओ एक्सपीरियंस,
Yes,
ओके।
of course.
यू क्या, ऑफ कोर्स?
Yes.
ओके, हिरेन?
अब देखो आई डोंट बिलीव इन गॉस्ट।
ओके, अंजलि?
No.
सार्थक?
Yes, experience too.
ओके,
What about you?
Kalyan?
आई डोंट बिलीव इन घोस्ट।
There are ghosts.
ओके, ठीक है, बट आई डोंट बिलीव। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। ओके, तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, डू यू बिलीव इन सोलमेट्स? सबसे पहले श्रुति।
Yes, I do.
ओके, रिचा?
नो 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 नो
अरे
सोलमेट्स
मतलब
फॉर
यू
मी।
डोंट बिलीव इन सोलमेट्स बट यू बिलीव इन घोस्ट?
अरे आई बिलीव इन घोस्ट एज इन कि मैं रात में 4 बजे तक जगती हूँ जस्ट टू सी इफ देयर इज अ घोस्ट. आई कैन बिफ्रेंड हिम एंड मैं जितने भी लोग मुझसे परेशान करते हैं ना मैं बदला ले पाऊँ. दिस इज द रीजन आई बिलीव इन घोस्ट. डू
हाँ,
आई
got it.
डू आई मेक सेंस?
No, but ठीक है. What about you, Saurav?
Yeah,
Soulmate?
I believe.
Yeah. Hiren?
Yes,
Hiren भाई बताइए.
definitely, definitely.
Okay. What about you, Kavya?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Anjali?
Yes, totally.
Okay. What about you, Sarthak?
ये सबका मेजेस्टिक का यस किया तो मेरा भी वही सेम आंसर होगा
अरे
ना.
नहीं, ऐसे थोड़ी ना, हमारे यस पे तुम थोड़ी ना यस बोलोगे, तुम्हारे
नहीं नहीं,
बताओ.
मेरा यस था ना, मैंने थोड़ा घुमा के बोलने का सोचा.
ठीक है, चलो तुम्हारी भी हाँ है. ठीक है. सो अभी वी विल हैव द लास्ट क्वेश्चन, लाइक विल डू अ फन जेंजीज वर्ड्स जो होते हैं ना, जेंजी के जो वर्ड्स होते हैं. आई विल से द वर्ड एंड इफ एनीबडी नोज वो बोल सकता है इसके बारे में. ठीक है, व्हाट इट इज. सो द फर्स्ट वर्ड इज ग्लो अप. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक ग्लो अप इज? एनीबडी? श्रुति, रिचा, सौरभ, what does glow up means in
I
a
don't know.
All the
Gen
changes
Z?
you
हाँ. What?
जैसे अभी 2016 की कोई मेरी फोटो दे और 2023 की दे तो ऑल द चेंजेस पॉजिटिव चेंजेस
Hmm.
आर टर्म्ड एज ग्लो अप. नहीं?
Good. Exactly. Yes, that's glow up. मतलब someone has improved from where they used to be. So that is a glow up. So we use that. Yeah. What is slay? It's a easy one, right? Slay क्या होता है?
अब
अरे
यहाँ
अरे
पे
अरे
एक
श्रुति.
पेज का इमोजी होता ना तो वो मैं सेंड करके बताती बट
To kill someone, like
Slay does not mean to
To
kill
May
kill
I
someone.
someone?
answer?
Can I speak?
Yeah,
Kalyan,
Anjali.
slay I feel is too cool, beyond cool, next degree.
No, it's not. कुछ और है.
Okay.
Slay मतलब कुछ और है.
to harm
It's related
someone,
to
no? To harm someone.
नहीं, वो स्ले वो वाला स्ले नहीं है, ये दूसरा स्ले है.
it's
ये
Is,
related to
is
जेंजी
it
वाला.
is
fashion.
it about impressing somebody?
नहीं. It is या सार्थक बोलो बोलो क्या बोल रहे थे?
It's related to fashion.
No.
To harm someone, yeah.
No, it's not to harm someone. It's basically slay मतलब ये होता है कि if somebody did a good job या something well, तो फिर हम बोलते हैं you slayed it, right? तो
That means
that's
you killed it, something like that.
मतलब
You
killed it
nailed
मतलब
it,
हाँ
nailed it.
मतलब yeah, right. मतलब you
Yeah.
did a good job. हाँ. Okay, ठीक है, ये वाला बहुत easy है. We all kind of do that. What is simp means? Simp, right? SIMP. What does simp means, right? सबसे पहले we'll start with Hiren. Hiren बताओ
मुझे
simp क्या
नहीं
होता है?
पता है.
You know that,
No, I
bro.
don't know.
Okay, सौरभ बताओ simp क्या होता है? Simping.
फ्लाइट से थोड़ा सा कम जो होता है वो सिंपल ही होती है.
नहीं मतलब हाँ मतलब एक तरीके से, but basically what exactly is the word that we
आई
can
डोंट नो
use?
डेफिनेशन बट मुझे पता है सिम क्या होता है.
बताओ ना, वही बताओ.
अब ऐसी कोई डेफिनेशन नहीं है मेरे दिमाग में बट ये है कि फ्लर्ट से थोड़ा सा कम होता है.
हाँ. रिचा, what about you? क्या लगता है क्या है?
It's someone who constantly flirts and हर बात में हाँ पे हाँ मिला रहा है just to impress somebody.
हाँ में हाँ. अरे यार ये
मैं
कौन
यहाँ पे टैग कर दूं क्या? मैं यहाँ पे कुणाल को और वो भाजी पाव को अटैक कर दूं क्या?
कर दो तुम कर दो.
सबको मीनिंग पता चलेगा.
अच्छा. Okay, next is what is cap? CAP, cap. That's a good one actually.
I will
निकल
I will
जाता
मजाक
है.
में
clap
बोले
for
तो जो
whosoever
सर पे
will
पहनते
give the
हैं.
correct answer.
क्या क्या?
मैंने बोला I will clap for whosoever will give the correct answer.
गुड या सार्थक बताओ कैप क्या होता है? CAP, कैप.
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, मजाक में बोले तो जो सिर पे पहनते हैं.
नहीं यार वो नहीं है. इट्स अ टर्म. जेंजी वाला बताओ. इट्स सबसे पहले तो जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो एग्जैक्ट वर्ड वो नहीं होगा, कुछ और ही होगा उसका मीनिंग. तो बताओ अभी कैप क्या है? अंजलि, यू वांट टू गेस व्हाट कैप मींस?
No, I
ओके.
don't want to guess. I might go wrong.
So cap basically means that is a lie basically. So cap is a
Oh,
word that means a lie. If someone
okay.
says no cap, it means they are being very honest. So that's
Oh,
what cap.
great.
अरे मैं यार
मैं तो
shit.
टोपी समझा था कल्याण भैया।
Kalyan sir, and I've just googled it. Slay means to kill only.
अरे slave जेंजी वाला वर्ड खोजो ना, वैसे slave मत खोजो.
Okay, okay. But the thing is attractive, something like that.
नहीं, slay मतलब good job भी होता है. Like you slayed it.
Okay,
ऐसे नहीं
okay.
बोलते क्या? ऐसा. चलो next is what is tea. ठीक है. टी मतलब चाय वाला टी नहीं. ये दूसरा टी है. ठीक है. So what is tea means? क्या लगता है? Start with Raj. राज बताओ.
यार
हमने भी बहुत टी की है.
यार मेरे को ना उस पे के सिंप और कैप वाले पे पता था, ठीक है। ये वाला मेरे आउट ऑफ कोर्स है, ठीक है, तो मैं नहीं खेल रहा ऐसे।
हम्म. तो टी नहीं बताओगे तुम?
Is it spell the tea? Spill the
Yes.
tea? Is it like that, Kalyan?
Yes, yes, yes.
ट्रुथ।
Gossip.
Yes, exactly. It is gossip.
Hello.
ठीक है.
Thank God. I got one right.
चलो अभी फाइनल वाला and it's a very easy one. ठीक है. Everybody knows this. So what is the meaning of main character? When somebody says I'm the main character, what does that mean? ठीक है. We'll start with Anjali. What do you think main character means?
Protagonist.
I mean, yeah, but what does that basically the word means basically? Yeah,
Okay.
we get that main
The
character तो वैसे
hero.
होता है, but in
The
that
hero in the story.
no, it's
Okay.
not that.
Okay.
और श्रुति बताओ.
मुझे नहीं पता.
Okay,
I
Richa.
was about to say the same thing which Anjali said, like because I also relate this word to the hero's journey
हम but ये
storytelling.
तो फिर उसका literal meaning हो गया ना main character. That's not the
Yeah.
main character का thing. It's Richa, Hiren, Raj.
It's the person जिसके around the story revolves.
ये तो वही हो गया ना, मेन कैरेक्टर ही हो गया बेसिकली. बट बेसिकली व्हाट डज दिस वर्ड मीन्स इज दैट समवन इज सेंटर ऑफ अट्रैक्ट अटेंशन एंड बहुत ज्यादा खुद को
प्लस
यूज
वन।
करते हो वैसे. मेन कैरेक्टर.
Have you ever
Yeah, I've
dealt
come
with that
across
term?
this word many a times.
यस, तो फिर बोला क्यों नहीं काव्या?
Because I didn't know the meaning. Many of my friends used to send the snaps using main character energy, something like that.
चलो ठीक है, नाउ यू नो राइट.
Yeah, now I know.
Perfect. ठीक है. So we are done with this fun rapid round, and now we will get back to the questions. So I will ask one question to Anjali. What does behavior has to do with one's personality, and how one can fix? But I mean, how behavior affects the whole personality thing.
Um. Well, Kalyan, behavior is a part of personality. I would say personality is that umbrella term, and behavior and personality though are closely related, but behavior is one main way in which a person's personality is expressed. And personality being an umbrella term, it is a cumulative of many things, like unique characteristics, your thought processes, emotions, behavior, all of them put together become a personality. And sorry, what was the second part of the question?
I think वही था, मतलब basically what
Okay.
behavior has to do with personality. So that clearly answers the question. Along with that, I want to know, and this is a funny one, okay? So if someone has a good behavior, and even with people, like a lot of time लोगों के साथ होता है, boys के साथ होता है that they are very well behaved and everything, but still, the women prefer bad boys over good boys. So
Yeah.
why does that happen? काव्या is, yeah, काव्या बोलो, पहले आप बोलो क्या हो गया.
Yeah, I feel that many a times.
अरे बट यू आर द गर्ल ना, तुम्हारी तो अराउंड मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछे है.
But no, no, I'm just a girl. You talked about women.
ओह ओके. ठीक है. So Anjali, answer that.
I feel
Right.
that.
So,
Okay, yeah, you can say.
so Kalyan, I would say this again is a perception. Just like body type, I feel this question is also a perception. personal choices, personal perceptions, एंड आप किस माहौल में ग्रो हुए हैं और आपके वो एक्सपीरियंसेस कैसे रहे हैं और आपने वो क्या सोचा है दैट वन बिगिंस टू फील boys can be divided into good boys and bad boys, but what I understand is bad boys would mean somebody, people who are full of confidence and that exuberant energy, independent, they have a sense of adventure. These traits can be attractive to certain people because of the sense of excitement and that unpredictability that they show. Probably this is what is generally understood as bad boys. And good boys are understood to be generally like this, people who are kind, respectful, responsible, reliable, helpful. Those are the kinds who are the good boys. And as far as attraction is concerned, I would say again, there is no universal phenomena or preference to a particular type. Attraction is a very complex and multifaceted phenomena, and it has got to do with a whole lot of factors of your growing up years, experiences, your cultural norms, your individual preferences. So, according to me, there is no universal standard of women preferring only one set of people. Maybe it is slightly hyped in some ways, so that is how we understand it. That's my take on it.
Thanks for answering this, Dr. Anjali. And like adding to this, Kalyan, what I think is that they do like bad men or guys, but at the end of the day, they marry only like वो बंदे जो who fall in the category of good guys.
But Shruti, what's the point?
It's a fact.
Interesting.
It's a fact.
Yes, probably they, at the end of the day, they do want a human being who respects them.
Absolutely.
And that is the basic bottom line, I feel.
And
Ah,
this
right.
is something which I have seen happening a lot, like
Okay.
seriously, with every other person. So at the end of the day, the good guy always wins.
Wow. How nice.
Yeah, so adding to that, I'd like to ask you, Dr. Anjali, that what are the table or like dining etiquettes, as we say, and doesn't these etiquettes came from Western countries? And we Indians have a very different set of rules talking about table manners or dining etiquettes. So why shall we be incorporating them in our lives?
Okay. So, like you're saying, that dining etiquette is a Western concept. Here, I would like to say that now, in this age and date, India is so globalized that these may have originated from the Western culture, but now they've become a global standard of good manners. These are some unwritten rules that one must follow if one has to fall into the category of a sophisticated professional person. And these are behaviors which are expected out of you when we are eating a meal, regardless of any culture or regardless of any geographic location. So, a few to mention are use your utensils in a proper way for each course. I mean, if there is a very elaborate, fancy dinner with various courses, one has to have a previous knowledge of how to use the various equipments that are laid out in front of you. Then you must wait for everyone to be served before you begin to eat. So that shows respect to all the others who are sitting around the table. Chew with your mouth closed. So it is very impolite. Even in any culture, it is the same. Making a noise while chewing is very impolite. And never speak when you have food or anything else in your mouth. Uh, and again, language makes a lot of difference. You must know what kind of conversation to carry at a dinner table or any food table. It has to be very subtle, amicable for everybody, and nothing offensive, no foul words, not crude at all. Then, when we begin to eat or drink something which is liquidy, do not slurp it. It is very impolite to do that. And I think this applies to all of us in India as well. And when we have a napkin, maybe this is a westernized one, but then as I have said that I feel that it is a global standard of good manners. And table napkin must be used in a very judicious way. It shows whether you are still eating, you want to go to the washroom, where do you place your napkin? You must open the napkin if a napkin is served and place it in your lap. So use it correctly. And then lastly, follow the lead of the host throughout the meal. Whatever the host is doing, try to follow that so that you are considered as a very pleasant person and you have respect for everybody around you. So that's the bottom line.
I think speaking to something else, I want to know something about communication skills. As in,
Okay.
we all know that communication skills are very important and they define our entire personality and everything. So, what do you think that how important is it? What is the parameter? Also, adding to the question that what do you think that is English the only is the English is the only language which is the parameter, or this cannot be true, right? I mean, there are other languages are too there, but then we focus a lot on English. Why is it so?
Okay. So if I start backwards, will it be okay? So, like you've asked me that language proficiency in English should be great, and only then somebody might think that you're very amazing at communication skills. That is again a myth. So it's whatever be the language that you're using, even if it is English, and you have excellent fluency. It's not necessary that you are very good at communication, because communication is not limited to speaking a language. It is your ability to listen actively, to understand what the other people are saying, to ask relevant questions, to convey your thoughts, ideas in the correct perspective. And this is somebody who's fluently speaking English may be very weak at understanding ideas correctly. So, communication skills is a whole set of understanding verbal and non-verbal techniques also. Even they need to be understood and learned for you to have, or for anyone to have amazing English speaking skills. Uh, so that is it. And the first part of the question, like you were asking me, how important are communication skills? Well, extremely important. We have done our best to, spruce up our wardrobe, wearing the best of clothes and accessories and shoes, but we are not able to express ourselves clearly and effectively, then we can't interact with anyone in a positive way. So these are very important, and they enhance your personal and professional relationships. They increase your confidence, and they have your ability to negotiate with anybody, to resolve your conflicts, to speak up for your own self also goes down if your communication is not good. And listening actively is important. Empathizing with others and their concerns is important. This is how you will fit into team, and you will understand the leadership, you will understand the customers in case your communication is correct. And for this, I would highly recommend that one should have developed at least one very high value skill. Now, your high value skill could be numbers, writing, or maybe speaking or photography, because that high value skill you have used a whole lot of years to develop. You have developed it under a lot of pressure. So that gives you a lot of confidence. And with confidence, your communication is great. And another small thing would I would say is one must try to know a lot of things, uh, various topics, because if you are going for a golf um, lunch, for example, or maybe a get together with seniors, or maybe at a restaurant with a big circle of friends, you will really, really benefit if you have ever picked up some odd book or some article. Maybe you have seen something in Forbes or the Times magazine or some latest release of some international book. Maybe you are not at all inclined towards cars, but still, just to get a hang of the basic idea of cars, you have read up some article. So you are able to speak something and contribute something to the conversation around you. So it's not to flaunt your knowledge, I would say, but this is basically to take part in the conversation which is floating around you. It should be your ability to engage with the rest of the speakers and listeners. So one must develop a wealth of knowledge. And of course, one last thing for communication, various other things are there, but compassion is important. With compassion, if you have compassion for yourself, you begin to feel that it's okay if you haven't done a great job today. It's okay if you've made a blunder in your appearance today. Maybe you have paired your tie or maybe your shoes really wrong and you realize it only after coming to the event. If you have compassion, you at least pep up yourself and you say that it's okay. One cannot be perfect every day, and perfection is a myth in any case. So it's also okay to not know everything. Somebody is talking about a specific country and how their experience was so grand over there, but you've never been to that country and you don't know anything about it. It's all right. Have compassion for yourself. So that gives you confidence. You don't feel any less. So it's okay to be wrong. It's okay because this is a journey that you're taking. And with compassion comes confidence, and then you begin to realize nobody is actually perfect. Nobody is getting it right all the time. And so you have that same energy which is there, that exuberant energy which is your special personality, that comes out in your conversation skills and your communication with everyone else. So don't let that dim, I would suggest.
That is actually very insightful, Anjali. I do agree with that. And my next question is something around the conversation itself. And whenever we try to hold a conversation, be it a man or be it a woman, what topic should one pick, right? For example, कोई stranger से मैं मिल रहा हूँ and I need to build a business relationship या फिर ऐसे ही generally बात करना है या एक conversation को hold करना है. So how should I choose a topic, and how should I someone understand a boundary, and how one can maintain eye contact with a lady, of course, without being creepy, right? Which is very, very, very important. So how should one do that?
Okay, so Kalyan, first is the kind of topics that one must pick up. I would suggest if you are not an acquaintance, if the person is very senior to you, or you are not friends with that person, so the best thing to do is pick up a topic which is very neutral, like movies, uh, books, the weather, uh, those kind of topics. Don't go very personal at all. That completely depends upon the relationship you have with the person with whom you are speaking. So one should not go for difficult topics. One should also be able to understand the verbal and non-verbal body language of the listener. And certain times people have had some sort of a traumatic experience related to one particular topic. Maybe they don't want to open up. Maybe they are reminded of something very bad. They don't want to speak about it. Or maybe they've just had a very horrible day. So maybe the person is very snappy. They don't want to talk about it. So we get to know that he's interested, or he or she is interested in taking the conversation further or not. So one does not want to be pesky, then you leave it aside. Maybe you can just generally go to a very non-judgmental conversations. And as far as having a conversation with the lady is concerned, once again, the look, The kind of conversation is the same. Try to have your boundaries, because most of us have our boundaries. This is also genderless, I would say. uh, and people, a lot of men also, I realize, do not appreciate somebody getting into their space or their personal life. They just may be introverts, or they may have had a very bad day earlier or something, or they may be in a bad mood. That's it. They don't want to respond to your questions. They find it intrusive. So verbal and non-verbal cues need to be picked up. And eye contact, of course, a solid, very confident eye contact must be maintained. Um, but yes, it should not be very dominating. Try to look away while you're conversing. We cannot have a very staring, creepy eye contact. Uh, so that makes anybody uncomfortable. It is genderless again, that angle.
That is very very insightful. And okay, so you are quite right, and you explained it very very well, that how to hold some a conversation, be it man, be it a woman, and how to treat people. Uh, a question, and I would say this is almost the last question. It is the last question, basically. So, are we allowed to have different images when it says कि वर्क प्लेस का एक अलग इमेज हो सकता है? अगर कोई हस्बैंड है तो उसका एक अलग इमेज होगा, एक फादर का अलग इमेज होगा, एक सन का एक अलग इमेज होगा. When I say image, it basically means how you behave with people, right? आप अपने वाइफ के साथ एकदम ही अलग बिहेव कर सकते हो, अपने फादर के साथ अलग बिहेव कर सकते हो, वर्क प्लेस में एक अलग बिहेवियर रख सकते हो, सन के साथ एक अलग इमेज रख सकते हो. सो दिस इमेज बेसिकली इज हाउ वन बिहेव, हाउ वन कम्युनिकेट, उसका बॉडी पोस्चर्स, वाइब्स, ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. सो इज इट अ गुड थिंग टू डू, having different images and sticking to it? What do you think about it, Anjali?
Kalyan, there are two ways of looking at it. One is that, but the bottom line is the same for me. I would say that whomsoever you are speaking to, even if it is your children, and children really notice a lot, and they remember how they were being treated by their parents in their childhood. You must have, uh, respect as the bottom line. We cannot be treating children as furniture. We cannot be treating the wife as some taking her for granted. She has come into the husband's life consciously, with a conscious decision. So the respect has to be maintained. Of course, it is both ways, but the image that you're talking of. And yes, it is possible to have various kinds of images, because when we are in a professional setup, we generally don't want to get entangled emotionally, and we don't want to get into office politics. We want to remain our best positive self so that we can contribute in a positive way. So it's best to be professional in the workplace, formal language, formal dressing, be mindful of your body language and verbal language. Uh, and whereas the casual home atmosphere is concerned, that depends completely upon you. And of course, the ideal would be when a husband or a father brings in a very happy vibe to the family or to the home. Everybody else around him is relaxed. Imagine if the mother is scolding the children and the father just comes back from the office and he switches on music, and the children are completely happy. They're totally different now. They're relaxed. They're enjoying the atmosphere. So here, as a husband and a father, or even a son, you bring in a very happy, casual vibe into your family. And as far as the image is concerned, you're relaxed, you're more personal. Your focus is on building relationships with your near and dear ones, those who are the pillars of support for your life. And you show your maximum gratitude and empathy towards these people. So, uh, this is how one can be at home. But of course, at the end of the day, Maintaining authenticity and integrity is important, because we don't want, we just cannot keep up with somebody we are not. So one must maintain authenticity, integrity, and there's no point pretending to be somebody else. And of course, everybody is a work in progress. And if our near and dear ones have pointed out something really negative in us, we must work upon it and enhance our own personalities.
That's amazing. Thank you for answering this so wonderfully, Dr. Anjali. Last, like, I would like to ask you something. Like, a lot of people are listening to this, and also a lot of people will be listening to the recording. So, finally, if somebody wants to reach out to you for the image makeover or the transformation or any coaching or consulting, so how would you suggest? Like, how can somebody reach out to you if they want to connect with you?
Yeah, thanks for this, Shruti. They can reach out to any of my social media handles, and LinkedIn is, of course, the best. I mostly am parked over there, and as I said earlier, it's only kudos to Kalyan that I have joined the tribe of spaces. um, but my link is in the mm, uh, LinkedIn. My handle is there. They can definitely DM for one-on-one consultation, and then of course they can reach out to me on my email. And in case they find that they want some advice or consultation, definitely we can have a call and we can fix up things. Uh,
Uh,
that's it.
that's it. How do we find your LinkedIn account? Like
Dr.
Dr.
Anjali Dalal.
Anjali Dalal. Okay, fine. Thank you.
And
Also,
my
Kavya, I can.
Gmail account is Dalal uh, Dr. Anjali at gmail.com.
Yeah,
Yeah,
amazing.
amazing. Yeah.
So,
Thank
Kavya, I
you.
can send you Dr. Anjali's LinkedIn profile. I'll send you
I'll
the
send you the
handle. And
handle.
also,
And
Dr.
also,
Anjali
Dr.
will be
Anjali.
adding the profile, like LinkedIn profile link on her Twitter bio. So, from there, also, anybody who wants
Anybody
to
who
access,
wants
they
to
can
access, they can
definitely
connect.
connect with her.
Yeah. I'll
Yes,
check
thanks.
that.
I'll do that.
But
I'll do it in
I'll
my
do it in
bio.
my bio. I'll check that.
Yeah, so Kalyan, would you like to say something?
Yeah, so basically we have some new set of speakers. Rahul, do you want to ask any question? Hiren also, and Kavya, even if you have any questions, you can ask. And I think
Yeah,
Karthik also. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead, Rahul.
yeah, Kalyan, I have to ask a question from Dr. Anjali, ma'am.
Yes,
Before
I'm
that,
listening.
hello everyone. Yeah,
Thank you.
ma'am. Many a time we hear about uh, red flags, green flags, toxic behavior, and this is very subjective. As we
Right.
uh, so uh, some traits might be red flags for you and
Right.
not for me. So how can we generalize that uh, these are the traits we can say it's a red flag for everyone, and these are the traits which are green flags for everyone. So how can we
Okay.
generalize this behavior?
Rahul, yes, it is subjective and it depends upon person to person. But the universal rule again is the same, that one has to maintain respect at all times in everything that you do. Like uh, your speech, your language, your behavior, your interaction with someone else. If it is respectful, it is good. And I'm sure one should behave in such a way that someone else should also behave in the very same way with you. If that is acceptable, only then speak something, and only then behave in that way.
Adding to that, why is this so that being too nice sometimes considered as a toxic behavior, and being too clingy or being somewhere near to irritating, uh, we can say as a cool personality, because society somewhere accepting this trait as cool and toxic at the same
Okay.
time.
Um, Once again, Rahul, I would say this is also personal. What I have noticed is maybe I will not, I may not appreciate clingy behavior. I will find it irritating, and maybe somebody else would like it. Maybe they are seeking attention, so they would like people to be clinging to them, and they want that sort of a celebrity persona. That's the reason why they appreciate and promote such people who are clingy. But the fact of the matter is, uh, do try to maintain your own self confidence, and do try to remain your own authentic self. As long as you're respectful to everybody, from the lowest rung till the top, I think you should not be going wrong on that.
Great. So, does that answer your question, Rahul?
Yeah, yeah, Kalyan, yeah, definitely.
Great, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay, Kavya, you raised your hand. You want to ask any question? Kavya?
Yeah.
You there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I had a call, so I got disconnected.
So, you have
So
a
you
question?
have a question? Yeah, I had a question. If someone elder to you is annoying you or disrespecting you, or uh, one time or two time is fine. When they are taking you for granted several times, is it okay to raise voice against them?
Yes, Kavya, one must definitely show one's boundaries. Now, it depends upon how you will show your boundaries. Uh, it depends upon your relationship. If it is a sibling, definitely have a very clear speech, have a clear conversation with the sibling, and in a very non combative manner, put across your point, and
And
tell them that you did not like something, and
no,
make
it's
sure.
not about siblings. Like
Okay,
if
if
it
it
is
is
if it is
workplace,
workplace, yeah.
okay, for
Okay, for
workplace
work.
also, you must definitely put up your boundaries. Do not take nonsense from anyone, because this is, if it is hurting your sentiment, if you do not like it, it is objectionable, definitely. So one
So
must
one must.
clearly confront the person and go and speak it out, and tell them that this has bothered you. You said this on so and so occasion, it has bothered you, and would you mind explaining? Certain times people are so engrossed in their lives. Again, they may have had a bad day, or they may be so arrogant that they don't notice that their behavior or words can hurt others. So even if it is your senior, you must say it, but of course, in a very polite way, so that
So that
you
you
do
do
not
not.
come across as offensive to them.
Yeah, but like it should not sound like a black mark to me. But
No,
still,
it
no,
should
I
not.
can't tolerate that as well.
Yes, of course, it should not sound as a black mark for you, because you want to have a conversation with the senior. So one must give them time to understand that, maybe you can take an appointment with them personally, and you can tell them that you want to speak on some issue. So this is clear communication. Unless and until you voice your opinion, they don't. Certain times, what happens is somebody just doesn't like you. It is not because they don't like you. It's just because uh, they are matlab, maybe we are reminding them of somebody who's given them a traumatic experience in some previous time. Maybe that, maybe they've had a bad experience. Maybe they just do not know how to filter their anger. They just they have been bombarded by their own bosses, so they pass it down. Certain times it is a bad behavior from the senior side also. But what you have to do is, without emotions, you must write down your thoughts, put it in a clear manner. If you want, you can take help of your family members or some trusted person, and discuss the issue beforehand, and debate what exactly you want to tell them, and then go and definitely tell them. Because why should you be suffering for as long as you're working there? That person
That
needs to
person
know.
needs to know. Yeah, well, that answers my question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So, Hiren bhai, you have any question?
No, I think I just joined the conversation and we have heard a lot. And thank you for this wonderful session. It was really insightful and helpful. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Hiren bhai, for joining us. Saurav, you have any question? You want to ask any question?
No, no, no. I don't have any.
Okay, okay. So I think we are done. Richa, you want to say something? Final words?
Yeah, this space was so much more than what I expected. Thank you, Anjali, for answering all the questions so patiently. I was really looking for this space, and you just answered them fabulously, and I loved them. Thank you so much for helping me out, and thank you guys for joining us and listening to this very patiently. Means a lot. Thanks a lot.
Also, we planned the space kya 1.5 hour ka, but it almost is 2 hours. And Anjali, you answered all the questions amazingly. And I don't know if you had your dinner or not. Did you had your dinner?
Yes, Kalyan, I eat
Thank
my
God.
dinner early,
Yes.
and I have
हाई
had
फाइव
a
मैं भी
lovely
मैं
time.
भी 7 बजे से पहले कर लेता हूँ अपना डिनर सो हाई
Wow.
फाइव.
Before this space, she had like 4 followers, and now it's 11.
फॉर व्हाट?
For what? Before the space, Anjali ma'am had 4 followers, and now it's 11.
वाओ.
Wow.
Thanks to all
Thanks
of
to
you.
all of you. Yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely.
So Anjali,
So Anjali,
can we
and can we?
yeah.
Sorry, continue.
नहीं नहीं
नहीं
बोलो
नहीं,
बोलो आप बोलो. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, it's okay. Go ahead. Nothing serious, nothing important.
Okay, ठीक है. So Anjali, I mean, it's congratulations to you. आपने 10 follower वाला count cross किया, and also can we expect you to be more active on Twitter?
Yes, definitely, Kalyan. You have introduced me to a world of different thought process and a very different world from what I knew on LinkedIn. And it is so much fun. And I think I will be more active now. I have really been encouraged by all of you. And this has been such a fabulous session for me too. And the audience is so lovely. How well all of you have taken it, and everybody has patiently listened to every gyan that I was giving. Thank you all. It was a pleasure. It will be a very, very special memory for me because this is my first time on space.
Thank you so much, Anjali, for coming and बहुत ही insightful space था ये. We all loved it and hoping to see more of you and on Twitter as well. You post things uh, the way you post on LinkedIn and be super active on this platform as well because यहाँ पे भी बहुत अच्छा networking बनता है. There are amazing people out here and the
And
space
the
is
space.
great, right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Kavya.
Kavya. In fact, the networking on Twitter is, I mean, uh, 3x or 4x more than the LinkedIn, I can say.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
too
I
have
do.
learnt a lot.
And also, I want to say that Kavya is like preparing for state level chess competition, right? Like you want to be
Want to
the
be the. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
बहुत बुरी तरह से मुझे काव्या ने last time हराया था, but I loved it. So so keep it up, Kavya, and keep growing. And thank you so much,
thank you so
Anjali.
much, Anjali. Kalyan sir, you played very well at your level. I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not a
that's not.
compliment, Kavya, किसी एंगल से. But ठीक
कल्याण
है.
Kalyan.
कल्याण वन लाइन से हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं.
Yes, yes. But I loved how Kavya was so good, really very, very good. If anybody is into chess, they should play with Kavya.
I
And
think I would like to see Kavya and Mehul take on each other.
absolutely.
Absolutely. I think Mehul sir is working on it.
Hmm.
Yes,
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 yes.
we are, we are pushing to work towards that.
Cool.
Cool.
So,
So,
with that, we'll close this space. Thank you so much, everyone, for being so patient. And we did had a lot of fun. And we'll be back with the fourth episode for Let's Grow Together. And that will happen on the next Saturday. Thank you so much, Anjali. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.
And Take care. Good night. Thank you for listening to us. And if you want to participate in live spaces, just follow our Twitter handles. हम ऐसे spaces हर हफ्ते करते हैं. And अगर आपको ये पसंद आया तो follow करना हमको and share this podcast. Thank you so much and see you next week. Bye bye.